Good morning, everybody. There's a lot going on out there, so let's get to it. I've got to tell you a story from a couple of weeks ago. I was talking to a rancher client, and we were talking about interest rates, the Fed, what was going on. And you all know me, I got on one of these stream of consciousness things. Well, Mike, if the Fed does this and this is going to happen. However, if he does this, then this is going to happen. But, and off I went to stream of consciousness thing. Finally, Mike interrupted me and he said, "So, Greg, what you're telling me is if the markets go up, they're not going down. But if the markets go down, they're not going up." Well, that kind of took me aback after I stopped laughing. So, what you're really asking for, Mike, is what's coming and how are you making your decisions? So, that's one thing I learned is maybe we owe you an explanation about how we think over here at Cinnati Financial. So let's do this. We start with facts. Let's just look some of the stuff just from Friday. All right, the US government has spent 4.85 trillion in the fiscal year 2025, but we've collected only 3.48 trillion so far this year. All right, well, it tells you pretty much where our deficits are going. This one was interesting. Inventory of homes for sale is up 31.5% year over year, 19 consecutive months of year over year inventory growth. That's telling us the housing industry nationally is slowing down considerably, and that trend is with us. And maybe one more fact, and Walt has talked about this credit card debt. Credit card debt is going up, and the rate of increase is going up, especially with serious delinquencies. Anyway, you get the idea. You start with facts, but everybody can look at facts, and that doesn't tell you much. Then you can go to opinion. Now, opinion's tough because this is what we had just again on Friday. Citi sees gold prices falling below 3,000 by the end of the year. And then there's SocGen. SocGen's not looking to sell its gold until it hits 4,000. Well, okay, here we go. Fed holds rates steady, eyes Trump tariff risks and inflation. Then you get one of the Fed governors, this is Waller, saying that they should cut interest rates as soon as July. Well, whose opinion do you trust here? And then there's a third way, speculation. Let's go to the war. All right, well, what are Trump's options? Well, with Iran right now, we're all hearing about it. You could just continue to bluff and threaten and leave the door open for negotiations. I get that. You could try to decapitate Iran's ruling regime. That's a speculation. Just take out the Ayatollah, hope that maybe initiates regime change over in Iran and everything gets better. Or go all in. Let's do bunker busters. Let's do a large scale attack. All right, well, you can look at those speculations and say, what are the risks and the rewards of each of those options? Will they succeed or fail? What if Iran does capitulate? Then what? Will war be shortened or will it be prolonged, depending on which one of these he prosecutes? You get the idea. Facts, opinions, speculation, all this kind of goes into the soup about how do we invest your money? And then it comes down to this, because no one's going to get it right every bit of the time. But here's what I learned a long time ago. Plans are worthless, but planning is everything. General Eisenhower. What was he really saying? Plans are worthless. Kind of yes, kind of no. No plan ever survives first contact. But if you think things through, if you understand branches and sequels, if we do this and this happens, then here are things that could happen and what should we do? What if this happens? And you get the idea. Now we're kind of back to stream of consciousness. But if you don't go through this exercise, if you become a slave of orthodoxy, if you're not constantly thinking about, well, if this happens, then what if? When things do occur or you get things out of the blue that you wouldn't expect, basically you get paralyzed. We don't want to get paralyzed here at Cinnati Financial. And there's a lot going on in the world right now, whether it's economic, whether it's financial, whether it's the wars, whether it's even within the culture right now or politically. There's so many things to consider. Please know we're considering them and trying to integrate them. And if we need to adjust, we'll adjust. As of right now, though, the facts are prevailing. And what we know, at least as certain as we can be, the spending is increasing, the deficits are rising, the economy is slowing down, and where you are is the right place to be. And with that, I will turn it over to Walt.